Okay, my persuasive speech is about embryonic stem cell is not a viable source and adult stem cell is. Adult stem cell is a viable alternative to the use of embryonic stem cells. The use of adult stem cell has a greater potential in the medical field compared to the embryonic stem cells because of the lack of funding. Embryonic stem cell research does not have supporters that it would like to have. Furthermore, taxpayers not wanting their money to go towards something they think is morally wrong. This leads to controversies of embryonic stem cell research and adult stem cell research. Embryonic stem cell research has yet to produce a cure, while adult stem cell research has produced brain tissue, body tissue, bone marrow, pancreases, umbilical cord blood, and blood platelets. So, this is a picture I found. It says, if embryonic stem cell research kills me before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. That's the picture. So the process that embryonic stem cell research that has to go through, it's not a reliable research producing any cures in the medical field because it is taking from an embryo that involves regenerating new living cells, so therefore it is killing an embryo that could be potentially made into a human being. And so this picture demonstrates how it is taking what could become a child and it's pulling this into this tube where they'll do research to make what they think they can make into cells that could help people. While adult stem cell research is taking human cells from any type of body, it could be a baby, it could be an adult, and it is proven to make many cures, and it'll help humans develop cells to fight diseases. Most controversies deal with the ethical issues surrounding the embryonic stem cell research, while questions in these studies will work. The controversies on the subjects are other alternatives exist other than embryonic stem cell research, so that would be adult stem cell as well. One alternative is they don't have to use an embryo from a human, they can use it from other resources such as animals' embryos. Another alternative that doesn't have to be used from embryonic stem cell research is just stem cells coming from an umbilical cord. You can use the child's umbilical cord and freeze it, and if they have complications later, they can use that, and that is their stem cells. Also, this is what adult stem cells look like when they are mature. Another alternative is bone marrow. Bone marrow can be taken from within the bones, and it can grow to help develop cells that can be then put back into the body to create cells that help fight off diseases. It can be taken from the breastbone, the skull, hips, ribs, and spine, and that comes from Columbia Medical Center from 2010. There have been case studies showing how bone marrow can be used by treating patients with different types of cancers and other immune problems. Bone marrow is injected into the body to help produce normal body cells. An alternative that can be used from other than embryonic stem cell is spinal stem cells. Spinal stem cells are cells taken from the spinal cord, and it is injected into a patient very much like a bone marrow transplant. There has been several therapies that have been tested on different animals such as rats and mice that have been paralyzed since they were born, and it has been successful because their hind legs have been moving and they can sometimes even walk. This then proves that it's a viable source other than embryonic stem cells, so why would someone want to support embryonic stem cell when it proves to not have any cures? Also, the reason why it is not curing as many problems that they would like is because there is not enough money to fund the research. President Bush gave a speech saying that taxpayers should not allow federal funds to be using this in the cell lines. So taxpayers are not wanting to use their money that goes something towards morally wrong. Another reason why adult stem cell research proves to be a viable alternative is the cures and therapies and treatments that has been produced. These developments have been life-changing and affect people. In some situations, the patient may need one of these body parts to help survive, such as blood platelets, pancreas, and the pancreas helps regulate insulin in the body, and if someone who is diabetic whose pancreas is not working correctly, they can develop tissues that will reconstruct a new one, and then they can transplant it in the human body and it will work. It can also develop tissues in the body such as breast tissue. There was a case study done in Texas that a lady had breast cancer and she wanted reconstructive surgery done, and they grew tissue in a petri dish and then injected it in her chest area, and it continued to grow and it formed a new breast for her. So this is why it has been proven to be a more viable resource. It's just they have proven to make a life-changing reaction on many people when embryonic stem cell research has not. It has not had any cures. It does not have the funding to do the research where adult stem cell does have those things. Also, I'd like to show a picture of my mother who had a bone marrow transplant when she had cancer, and they took this bone marrow transplant and they injected these new cells into her body, which took all the cancer cells out of her body by fighting them. And these are some of the pictures that when she is with them. And this is proving why adult stem cell research is more effective than embryonic stem cell research.